Thank you so much, Honorable Chairman, sir. Sir, there comes a moment in time. When we keep our politics aside, and this particular air crash gave us that moment for even civil aviation to understand the challenges and the loopholes that exist. Sir, my question is very specific, which I've written to the Honorable Minister about. That he told us to be patient with the final report. We were absolutely patient with the interim report too. But why is it that the report was released to the Indian people at 2 a.m. in the morning and there was no briefing done with regards to the AAIB report? Sir, just one question related to the same thing. Pilots have raised their concern that there is no aviation expert who is sitting on that AAIB panel. Why is that so? If Honorable Minister could address that, I'd be grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sir, I'll address the second part first, where it says that no aviation experts have been there. It is not true. There are two subject matter experts in terms of pilots who have been engaged within the investigation team. And likewise, other engineers and all from the industry also have been engaged. And International Civil Aviation Organization observer also from the UN, where a lot of articles were there that he was rejected and all. So baseless articles have come up at the time, but everyone who was supposed to be in the investigation team, they have all been there. In fact, pilots have also been there. So that addresses the second part. And also regarding the report releasing, it was entirely up to the AIB. It was up to the AIB to finish the report and to release the report. And it's not that when they finished, then they uploaded it. It is according to their this thing. I don't think there was very specific reason of why it has been released in the night or in the morning. It was the report which was supposed to be released, and it was released at that time.
Dr. John Brittas.
Specific shortage of time. So after the Kozhikode air crash, the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, AIB, has set up a flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder lab, incurring a cost of 879 lakhs. Is it a fact that the investigation, even after that, the investigation is being conducted by AIB lab, or has the Indian government sought any assistance from a foreign country?
Thank you, Manya Mantri.
Sir, I have mentioned in the answer of the first question that this is the first time the FDR, the CVR has been decoded in the country. And how we have done it and why we are saying that we have done it is exactly because we have started the lab which could be able to do it here in India itself. And the money which was there has been put in to establish this lab.
It's now,
and because of the lab itself, we were able to do it in the country.
The House stands
in-house.
माननीय मंत्री जी,
इसमें सर अभी बोला कहां से?
नहीं अभी सवाल के लिए तो लेट मी कंप्लीट फर्स्ट फॉर्मेलिटी, उसके बाद पहला सप्लीमेंट्री अब आप पूछे। आप नहीं,
मैं शुक्रिया इसलिए मैं परेशान था कि वक्त ना चला जाए।
पर्याप्त वक्त है।
थैंक यू सर।
नहीं फर्स्ट सप्लीमेंट्री वो पूछ रहे हैं। यू आर हियर जस्ट।
माननीय उपसभापति जी, आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी, अभी आज मैं देख रहा था कि इस विषय पर तमाम सदस्यों ने अपनी चिंता व्यक्त की है और वो देश की सामूहिक चिंता है। मुझे अफसोस के साथ पहली सप्लीमेंट्री आने से पहले कहूं कि एक रिपोर्ट लीक होती है, टेलीविजन डिबेट्स में पायलट को विलेन बना दिया जाता है। वो बेचारे दुनिया में आके कहेंगे नहीं कि हम गुनहगार हैं या कोई टेक्निकल मैलफंक्शन। खैर, मेरा पहला है कि जब FAA की फेडरल यूएस फेडरल एविएशन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की 2018 और यूके की सिविल एविएशन अथॉरिटी ने ये सारे एडवाइजरी पहले जारी की थे फ्यूल स्विच सिस्टम के लिए। अभी हाल में आपने खास करके बोइंग 737 और 787 एयरक्राफ्ट के लिए मैंडेटरी किया है कि आप उसकी ऑडिट करिए, उसकी सेफ्टी सिक्योरिटी मैकेनिज्म को चेक कीजिए। माय क्वेश्चन इज, यू हैव दिस इनपुट इन 2018, since 2018, in 2024, why does it take a crash of this nature to do what should have been done in a routine way? Thank you.
Sir, your question also has the answer. In a routine way, all these checks are already done. When there is a directive that is issued, then there is a special check that is done. But in terms of all the equipment that is there, according to the protocol that is listed, all the checks are thoroughly done. It is not that only when they say that this has to be checked, there is a special check that is done. all the fuel switches, all the cockpit, all the tires, everything get checked very robustly, very regularly. That is why we have a very tough process. But taking an advance like you said, we wanted to be more thorough. All checking has been duly happening from that time. And what you have mentioned, what the FAA has done also, there are two types of directives. That is, one is the AD, which is the Airworthiness Directive, which is a mandatory that all the other state regulators, they all follow. But what you have mentioned right now is a special airworthiness information bulletin, which is not a mandatory thing. Like you said, if necessary, then the state regulator can do it. But at that point of time, the regulator also took a call that this is not a mandatory thing, and we, on our process of ensuring safety, we have a very good, robust process. So there is not a special check that is required because it was not a mandatory thing that was advised. But after the report has come, we have taken that also into cognizance to ensure that there is further, because like you said, these reports that have come. But I can show you 150 reports where every possible angle that the report can be, everything is already listed. कोई भी अगर report आ जाता तो आप बोल सकते थे कि ये तो पहले ही आ चुका है. So they have written every possible angle, right from the Western media to everyone. So that you can't just point out to one, say that this has been leaked. Because all the reports, I have 10 different angles which are written, which are now not coming out, not being discussed, because they are not touching this topic. But had it touched another topic, another report would have come ki isne already ye likha hai. So this has been right because of the interest that has been there. This has been going on right from day one itself, multiple theories, multiple angles, multiple stories. That is why I have once again, it's an appeal made by the AIB through myself also, I'll make it again to the House, and through you to the larger section of the country also, is to maintain patience until the final report comes out. And we want the truth to be coming out, and we have to give that much space for our AIB also to work. And that is what I request.
Second supplementary, मान्य झा जी.
शुक्रिया उप सभापति जी. जब मैंने कहा था कि ये रिपोर्ट्स आपके पास थी, एडवाइजरी थी, तो इन्होंने कहा कि आपके प्रश्न में ही आपका जवाब है. वो मैं एक विडंबना का जिक्र कर रहा था. इट वाज अ स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड ऑन आयरनी, an unfortunate irony, not a plain statement. Having said that, thoda background mein sir. Having said that, I'm also aware, like all of you, my friends here, that the duopoly, this Airbus, Boeing, we are aware at the global scale. Let's not get into that. What is important? The in-house mechanism, nearly 50% of sanctioned posts in DGCA are vacant. Doesn't it affect DGCA's capacity? Particularly, I repeat, particularly when during the search, during the investigation, many newspapers reported this, that why such anomalies, ऐसी विसंगतियां तब क्यों बाहर आती हैं जब एक बड़ा हादसा गुजरता है, हादसा हो बैठता है और फिर उसके बाद हम जागने की कोशिश करते हैं. Vacancies and sanctions.
Sir, like I've said, the vacancies have been created because it was a request from the ministry. Now with the growth that we have seen in civil aviation, we wanted more people within the DGCA. And these posts have been posts have been created in the last 2 years only. And the process, right, it's not that when you say that why are they vacant, it is not that we have stopped from recruiting. Right from the day they were created, we have started the process. It is a continuous process. It has to go through various cycles of recruitment also. And the only thing that I wanted to mention so that everyone knows a little bit about what is happening in this recruitment is that this is a very specific pool of people that we are trying to recruit. It is not that we have extensive pool of people. These are subject matter experts, especially in aviation, we are trying to pick up. Senior people that we are trying to pick up and who have a demand internationally and in other wings also. And we have a lot of people coming in from Air Force and they have their own preferences also. So there is a limited pool that we are trying to work with, and we have done every single, in fact, we have put in more effort to do this. That is why I have also mentioned that in the last year, 103 posts which have been recruited was the highest ever. Because we wanted to speed up the process, we wanted to ensure that DGCA, the posts that are created is well equipped and it is full of the people that have to be recruited and no vacancies. It is an ongoing process. This year we are committed to take in 190 more. and also in the future, all the posts are being worked out in such a way that the situation of no vacancies does not arise.
First supplementary, Mani Sanjay Singh, not present. Mani Sri Raghav Chadha.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, India's civil aviation sector is booming, no doubt. But it appears that the regulator, the DGCA, which is the backbone of the sector, is cracking up under pressure. I say this because it is understaffed, it is underfunded, and it lacks autonomy. Sir, पार्लियामेंट्री स्टैंडिंग कमेटी की रिपोर्ट बताती है कि वर्ष 2024 में टेक्निकल पोस्ट में ओवरऑल वैकेंसीज की बात नहीं कर रहा, डीजीसीए के अंदर टेक्निकल पोस्ट में 55% की वैकेंसी है. टेक्निकल पोस्ट का काम क्या होता है सर? एयर सेफ्टी इंस्पेक्शन, पैसेंजर सेफ्टी, पायलट लाइसेंसिंग, एयरक्राफ्ट मेंटेनेंस और एयर वर्दीनेस. सर ये शॉर्टेज नहीं, ये क्राइसिस है. और मुझे लगता है सर देयर इज नो, थैंक यू सर. सर सवाल पे आ रहा हूं दैट देयर इज नो मार्जिन ऑफ एरर इन द स्काईज. तो मेरा माननीय मंत्री जी से सर आपके माध्यम से सवाल है कि हम एक डीजीसीए को, सेबी जो एक फाइनेंशियल मार्केट का इंडिपेंडेंट रेगुलेटर है, और ट्राई जो टेलीकॉम सेक्टर का एक इंडिपेंडेंट रेगुलेटर है, ऐसा ही एक ऑटोनॉमस स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी में क्यों नहीं तब्दील करते? और दूसरा, टेक्निकल पोस्ट की वैकेंसी कब तक भरी जाएगी?
प्लीज, थैंक यू.
Sir, I have to place on record that the DGCA is not under any kind of pressure. It is operating with utmost seriousness, professionalism, and all the requirements that are there that actually strengthens it according to the International Civil Aviation Protocol. At this moment that you're seeing, I've already explained it in a couple of questions also, the situation is that the posts were just recently created. And like you said, when it comes to the technical posts, you need that right technical capabilities people only to be sitting in those posts. And when you look at that kind of experience, that kind of situation, then obviously the pool which is limited makes it much more difficult to engage these people. And these are people who are having to regulate the safety, which is of the prime most importance. The whole fundamental pillar for the growth of our civil aviation sector has been the safety and security of the people and the operations. So keeping that intact, the process itself has so much technical this thing that it gets little difficult, but we have been trying with the UPSC and other people also to engage the right people so that the timelines which takes for it to engage these people gets reduced. And Honorable Member has also talked about the budget. We have seen in the last 1 year also that 10% increase in the budget is there, and accordingly whenever required, definitely your suggestions have been noted, and whatever best can be done to assist DGCA to be more powerful and more engaging in terms of ensuring the safety, we will be doing it from our side.
Maniya Priyanka ji.